Good afternoon, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. So, this week we read chapter 4 of S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. So, this chapter, one could argue, is probably the most important chapter in the book thus far. If we examine our plot diagram, what we're looking at, this chapter occupies this region of the story's plot, which is the conflict, as it says in there, a struggle between opposing forces that drives the action of the story. This can also be called the inciting incident, which is a key vocab term that we'll be learning this week. And the inciting incident is pretty much the event that sets the rest of the plot in motion. So if we look at this plot chart here, this straight line here is the exposition where everything is introduced, our narrator, our setting, our supporting characters, our antagonist, all of that. And so what we saw here in this chapter was the conflict, and that's going to drive all of this rising action eventually to the point where we get to the climax. And so that clearly was the scene where Johnny killed the Soch boy, and so that's pretty much going to drive the rest of the action into the foreseeable future. That's the instance where things went too far. Up until this point, we've only seen Soch's jumping greasers on occasion, greasers jumping Soch's on occasion, and these territorial disputes that, don't really result in much more than a hospital trip. But in this chapter, we saw a murder take place. So for the rest of the novel, we're going to see the consequences of this.